tournament. Whoever wins this could go all the way.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to think the winner of this game is blatantly going to be the favorite against our Cinderella story, and I'm Wild. And I think both of these players are well aware of this, and they probably do have it in their head. You know, you don't want to look past anybody, but winning this game will give you a good opportunity to make your way to the championship of this Madden Finals Championship.
Well, it's the final match of the day. We've played 3 already here in the quarters. The semis will be tomorrow, and the finals will be after that tomorrow. Problem right will be the San Francisco 49ers, his favorite team, and Spot Me Please is the Tennessee Titans, also his favorite team. Problem comes out in an I formation.
Oh, no.
He goes right up the middle with a fullback dive, and that's 25 yards on one play.
Not a bad way to open up the game, Scott. And it's interesting that he doesn't have Gronkowski in that fullback spot like we saw earlier in the tournament. Let's see if that continues to be a theme within Problem's offense.
Maybe coming out with a bit of smoke screen there, not putting Gronk at fullback here on 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Looking deep, Mike Evans is there.
Wow.
And he's in for 6.
And look at him, he's got his game face on, Scott. The GOAT is here to play, and that's big for him to get on the board early against a guy like Spot Me Please, who we talked about has one of the most potent offenses in this tournament.
Well, he sat there and ran the ball in the first of these early tournament games in the group stage. And then he's come out on the second play of the game, and he's throwing a bomb to Mike Evans, and customary for Eric Problem Right, he's going for 2.
Yes, this isn't the first time he's done this, Scott. In Madden 13, he showed up to the Madden Challenge Finals with a 2-point conversion scheme that ended up being the difference in him walking away with $140,000, and he's here doing it again, and now he has a commanding 8-0 lead on Spot Me Please. This is going to be an interesting drive, Scott.
So 37 seconds go off the clock, 2 plays, and Problem has a 8-point lead.
Not too commanding, I guess, but.
Well, 8 points is not a bad way to start it off in the first 37 seconds.
Fair to say.
Now it's time for arguably one of the best offensive players in all of Madden 16. Spot Me Please, and the Titans will take over at their own 26. And he'll go short to Herman Moore, and Herman Moore will pick up 7.
One thing about Spot Me Please's offense I need to call out, Scott, is he doesn't rely on the aggressive catch as much as these guys. He likes to get his guys open, throw receivers open, as you like to say, and just dot his way up the field.
2nd and 3 now. Hands it off to Lamar Miller, but no, Nate Askew is there to meet him in the backfield.
In an early 3rd and 6 situation. Let's see if Spot Me Please can stand up for himself, or is Problem going to punch him in the mouth here, Scott?
Trips to the left. They're bunched up. Miller with Golf in the gun. Herman Moore goes in motion. Plenty of time on the clock. Golf rolling to the right, looking deep for Fuller, and he's inbounds. It's a 1st down.
The patience of Spot Me Please, Scott. It didn't look like Fuller was going to get open. He waited till the very last second and got the possession catch that we talked about earlier on the sideline. This kid has world-class pocket presence and world-class reads with this offense.
Uses the Colts playbook. Shotgun bunch is the formation you'll see him work out of. And Lamar Miller runs for 1, just trying to keep Problem honest.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what you got to do. You don't want to get one-dimensional against a guy like Problem, especially with how good his defensive lurk is with that Bud Dupree.
Shaq Thompson on the stop. 2nd and 9 from the 38. Mike Evans in motion. Golf in the gun. And there's some pressure, able to get it away. But that's going to bring up 3rd and 9 for Spot Me Please.
Yeah, I mean, when you got a guy like Spot Me Please, one way to attack him is don't give him any opportunity to make any reads and get the pressure on him early, and that's what Problem did there.
A little bit of play action, quick throw to Lorenzo Neal, who hauls it in down to the 19-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 19. Spot Me Please trying to answer, RG.
Yeah, that was a nice little way to respond after taking a sack and let Problem know, hey, I'm still here to dot you, and I'm still trying to get 6 on this drive, brother.
2.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter, and it's going to be a loss of 3 as Lamar Miller cannot get anything going.
Good hit by the GOAT right there, trying to force a turnover with those big hits. It's a theme we've seen throughout this tournament. That hit stick is deadly in Madden, Scott.
Well, he's using the 49ers, and Ronnie Lott has already come up and laid the wood twice in this one. Here's some more heat. And just like that, it's Clay Matthews with a sack, and now it's 3rd and 22.
Problem is screaming up that A-gap. Earlier in this tournament, it seemed like he was just sending a 3-man rush, relying on block sheds, but now he has Clay Matthews running through the gap, and I don't know if Spot Me Please was ready for that coming into this game, Scott.
He's now in the gun split. Goff sets his feet, finds Herman Moore down to the 13-yard line, and he's going to run a hurry up here on 4th and 4.
Oh my goodness, it's getting interesting early, Scott. This is going to be big.
Huge play. 4th and 4 from the 13-yard line. 90 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Spot Me Please, trailing by 8. Moore in motion. Goff looking, doesn't have time. Clay Matthews comes with the pressure, and Problem will take over on downs.
And that pressure is busting pipes, Scott. That is huge by Problem. You see, anytime Spot Me Please has had a chance to settle in the pocket, he's made the right read and got a completion, but Problem is disrupting him with that loop blitz, and let's see if he can take a 2-possession lead early in the first quarter.
1st and 10 from the 13. Gronkowski with a lead block, but Eric Dickerson cannot fight through. Great job by Cromartie coming up on the hit.
And it's worth mentioning that Eric Dickerson is a new addition to Problem's lineup. After they got through the initial phase of this tournament, they were able to make roster changes, and upgrading from the Dre Archer to the Eric Dickerson was one of the major moves that Problem made going into this event today.
Just fits his running style a whole lot better. Plenty of time to throw.
He's got him.
Mike Evans deep, and he rolls it in. The 5, touchdown. And Problem right is jacked.
Yeah, the emotion of the GOAT, but he ain't buying or anything like that. He's screaming, and he's here to fight, and he's trying to add on to that already amazing legacy of his.
He'll go for 2 again, up 14-0. Big time bomb to Mike Evans. And Gronkowski will push it in for 2.
And he's really dictating the pace of this game, Scott. And those 2-point conversions aren't making it any easier for Spot Me Please, because now if he scores, he's almost forced to have to go for 2 in order to keep it a 1-possession ball game.
16-0. It'll be time for Spot Me Please to take over on the 22-yard line. You think he's got to score here, RG, or he's going to find himself in a hurt before the half. Goff, Moore in the flat. He'll pick up about 12 yards.
Yeah, it's just so interesting, Scott, that when the pressure doesn't get there, he's always making the right read and he's always getting his guys open. But Problem doing a great job of getting the quarterback and making him rush the throws or get hit when he's trying to throw. And that's the only way he's been able to slow him down so far.
Herman Moore, man-to-man coverage downfield, but he's going to drop it off to Lorenzo Neal, and the legend will take it for a 12-yard gain and a 1st down.
That was Problem's responsibility right there. That's who he was trying to use, a defender, but he was kind of out of position. Spot Me Please recognized that, got a good completion.
Urban Moore wide right, Evans to the left, Fuller in the slot. Urban Moore in motion to join him. This will be the final play of the quarter. Goff steps back and overthrows Mike Evans. Getting a little janky back there.
It was a great read by Problem on defense. He's definitely getting janky, moving a little gingerly in that pocket. The post route was coming open over the middle. Problem recognized it and guarded it himself, and I think that messed with Spot Me Please a little bit.
2nd and 10, play action underneath. Mike Evans will pick up the 1st down over midfield to the 43-yard line. Goff split backs. This time to Mike Evans, who gets a block. He's at the 20 and pushed out of bounds at the 20-yard line.
So prolific, but this is where Spot Me Please got on his last drive, and Problem was able to stay strong in this red zone, Scott. It's going to be interesting if he's going to be able to do the same thing and replicate that. But Spot Me Please desperately wants to get a touchdown right here, because this could get out of hand.
8 for 11, 107 yards. He'll get under center this time. It's a toss to Miller. He's got a blocker, and he's inside the 10. It'll be 1st and goal from the 7.
Nice run by Spot Me Please right there. Let the block set up, got to the edge, got to the numbers, as you guys like to say.
MJD in the house saying, get to the numbers. 4:21 on the clock. Back in the gun. Goff inside zone of Lamar Miller. And it's a committee meeting for the defense in the backfield.
It sure was. That was blown up on the goal line. And this is where it gets really stingy. Once you're under that 10-yard line, your options limit, because when you're on the defense, you no longer have to worry about that deep ball. So it's going to be interesting to see how he tries to get it into the end zone here. It looks like he's going to slang it, Scott.
2nd and goal from the 9, trailing by 16. Goff looks, a one-handed grab by Will Fuller. The luck of the Irish, and he's in there for 6.
And he's going to have to go for 2 here, Scott, because if he went for 1, it would still be a 2-possession ball game, and that's exactly what he wanted to do, was dictate the pace of this game and force Spot Me Please to go into problems type of play style. Let's see if he has a 2-point play here.
Always need one in your back pocket with 3:48, trailing by 10. 2-point conversion here for Jared Goff, the rookie from California. Quick throw, and it's overthrown, and the 2-point conversion will fail.
And that's why Problem is the greatest of all time, Scott. He comes to this tournament, and when you're going against such stiff competition, you need anything that can give you an edge, and that's why he's put the 2-point scheme into his arsenal, and he's on his horse! He's on his horse! The GOAT's trying to get vintage!
Carries it down to the 36-yard line, Sean Taylor.
And he gets it done on all phases of the game, Scott. Offense, defense, and special teams. We saw him with a big kick return already earlier in this tournament to get himself back in the game against Young Kiv, even though he did lose. And another big one right there to already get him in field goal range.
Rob Gronkowski, the Gronk going for 3 yards. And get tongue-tied up here with this problem, going nuts.
I mean, we're excited. We're excited. This is it. They're trying to get to the Final Four of the Madden Championship. I don't blame you, Scott.
134 yards now for San Francisco, piloted by Eric Problem Right, 3-time former champion. We saw Sirius Mo just get eliminated the game before. Maybe fighting for a little revenge here. Gronk takes it again, and this time he rumbles to the 23-yard line.
And he's staying smart. He's continuing to take as much time off the clock as possible. And like we talked about earlier, really trying to slow the game down and keep Spot Me Please's prolific offense off of the field as much as possible.
Scott Cole and RG with you live from EA Play here in Los Angeles. And we got a 10-point game, and Problem is driving. 2:40 on the clock. 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line. Play clock running down. And Goff once again will give it a Gronk. Not as many yards as he was getting early in the tournament on that fullback dive. So Spot Me Please, although he's trailing, doesn't seem to be giving up any big plays on the ground. It's been the 2 long bombs, RG, that's really hurt Spot Me Please.
That's a good point, Scott.
Once again, Gronk will take it. He's met by Ronnie Lott. And that's going to bring up a 3rd and 4 at the 2-minute warning. Both teams with 3 timeouts.
Yeah, if you Spot Me Please, you definitely don't want to give up this conversion, because Problem will try to milk out this entire half if he's able to get this first down.
3rd and 4 in the I formation. Gronk and Dickerson behind Goff. And they go to Gronk, and he will move the pile forward down to the 12. It's another San Francisco first down.
And a big thing about that is he got tackled on the 12, so he's still able to pick up another first down if need be, Scott, which is huge, because that could potentially allow him to dig into all Spot Me Please's timeouts and leave him a very minimal amount of time to make something happen before the end of the half.
Spot Me Please uses his first timeout. And Gronkowski, once again, there is a theme of brewing down to the 5-yard line.
What's that?
Oh, it's Gronkowski time.
Okay, fair to say.
There's a reason they're putting him on the cover of Madden 17. The kid's pretty good, in case you didn't know, RG.
And that was best case scenario for Problem. Down on the 1 yard line. That'd be interesting to see. If Problem wouldn't even be mad right here, a Spot Me Please would stop him on this so we could get into that other timeout, because I know he's confident that he could score a touchdown, but he just gets it right in there.
Well, this has been his bread and butter for the entire tournament. Once he gets a lead, is the fullback domination by Gronkowski, and now he's up 23-6.
Good old 17 points, that's 3 possessions, exactly where you want to be in a competitive Madden game. It's the only time I ever felt somewhat safe when I was playing against an elite competitor, but he sure as heck isn't safe going up against Spot Me Please in this offense. I'll be willing to bet that he's going to get some sort of points here before the half, unless Problem could force some type of turnover.
Spot Me Please, a brand new dad, 3-week-old son Reed from West Virginia. Wife Holly watching at home. He needs a touchdown here with 1:14 remaining in the half. 1st and 10 from the 22, and Goff once again. It's pressure for days, inside, outside, A gap. Problem is bringing the heat.
Yeah, he's definitely bringing the heat. Spot Me Please does have his wife watching at home with his new baby boy, but Problem also has his wife in attendance.
She's in the building.
Mrs. Problem Right is here cheering on her man and the greatest of all time. So I believe we've got the only 2 married guys in the tournament facing off with each other right now, Scott.
2nd and 10. Looking for Fuller, and there he is. We've seen that play time and time again in the tournament. He goes to it here with 1:06 on the clock. They're out to the 47-yard line. 1 timeout remaining. Goff in the gun. Play action. The heat is coming.
Oh!
And he almost threw a pick. Falls out of the hands.
Wow, I think that's the first time I've seen Spot Me Please get baited since I've been casting all of his games so far. Unfortunately for him, the interception was dropped, because that could have been tragic to his chances to advance in this tournament.
Problem using that Redskins defensive playbook. Goff looking deep, and Herman Moore will bring it in. He's down to the 2-yard line, and Problem will use his first timeout to hold some of that clock.
Yeah, he definitely, if Spot Me Please gets in right here, Problem does have enough time to put a little drive together of his own and get some additional points before half. But Spot Me Please still needs to get in for 6. Problem's not going to just let him do it.
It's time for Spot Me Please to show us he can run the ball. Goes to a halfback sting, makes one miss. Not in, but he's down to the 1-yard line.
Something about watching Problem manually running in with that big sploose defensive tackle trying to lay a big hit, just a little bit funny to me, because he almost took his head off with that big mamma jamma.
Nice job by Lamar Miller to avoid the tackle. 2nd and goal. Here's a sneak by Jared Goff. Great play call. And just like that, Spot Me Please trying to get back in this ball game, RG.
Let's see if he has a 2-point conversion play that he could go to here, Scott. He had an incomplete pass last time. It'll be interesting to see if he has something cooked up that could get him a high percentage to keep up with Problem and his 2-point scheme going on in this game.
Yeah, the 2-point conversions have really been the difference so far. Don't forget, Spot Me Please will get the ball to start the second half, but there's still 50 seconds on the clock. Here's the 2-point conversion.
Wow.
Tries to high point it, but 3 defenders are there. So 2 2-point tries, 2 fails for Spot Me Please.
Yep, and meanwhile, Problem's hitting all of his. So you could tell there's a difference in this. Problem is practiced and prepared for those 2-point conversion plays. Spot Me Please, not so much. Oh my gosh.
Sean Taylor almost got loose again, RG.
I need to just stop talking during the kick returns and just watch and let him do his thing, because he is almost getting nasty on every one of those things so far.
43 ticks remaining here in the second half. Problem up 23-12. Goes back to Eric Dickerson. The legend will move it forward to the 45-yard lines. Goggles and afros and all. Eric Dickerson, one of the toughest running backs here in salary cap. 1st and 10, moving quickly. Gronkowski pulls it in at the 30-yard line.
He's going to take another shot. He's saving that timeout, Scott.
Jared Goff 3 for 3 for 159 yards. Still a timeout remaining. Plenty of time to throw the football.
Whoa!
It is intercepted by the Honey Badger, Matthew from Louisiana State University.
LSU.
We had Patrick Peterson in the building a couple days ago. And this time it's Tyrann Mathieu coming up with a huge interception.
That was huge for Spot Me Please. Like you said, he gets the ball at halftime, Scott, and he's doing the smart thing here, just taking a knee. Let me go into the half. If I could put together a scoring drive, get this back to a one-possession ball game, this is gonna be one heck of a second half, Scott.
It's interesting here. He's got to be careful. Dangerous kneeling position. And that was a safety. That was a safety.
Oh, no.
That just happened.
What a lack of experience right there by Spot Me Please. I don't know if he's ever been in that situation before, but that was terrible. You can't do things like that and win games against the GOAT. Oh, my goodness, my heart goes out to him on that one, Scott. That's got to be devastating.
Well, problems getting two-point conversions for days, and now a safety has been given up. And he's still going to have an opportunity to throw it in the end zone here at the 48-yard line with 2 seconds remaining. Looking, plenty of time. Not going to get to the end zone. Mike Evans is there, but septuple coverage will end the half 25-12.
Wow, that's got to hurt if you Spot Me Please. But nonetheless, nothing changes. You're getting the ball in the second half, and you need a score here.
Sometimes things just aren't going your way, and it's a little bit that way for Spot Me Please. He's been unable to stop the fullback dive. He's been unable to stop the two-point conversion. Scott Cole along with RG. What does Spot Me Please got to do to get back in this game?
I think he needs to stay with his game. He needs to pick up the pressure that problem's sending on him. When the pressure hasn't gotten there, he's usually making the right read and moving the ball just fine. However, problem is sending a little bit of heat, and it's definitely been disrupting the quarterback, and that's the only way he's been able to stop Spot Me Please.
Well, let's take a look at the first half highlights. It's usually the running game for Problem. He started out that way with a long run out of his fullback, and you thought we might be in for a long day, but next thing you know, he's going deep to Mike Evans, who gets in for the first score.
Yeah, that's a big touchdown, and here's the two-point conversion play, Scott, that really set the tone for the second half.
Then Spot Me Please got it going with the former Notre Dame Irish Will Fuller, but it was the heat by Problem that kept him at bay.
Yeah, and that's the heat we've been talking about. Like you say, any of these highlights you see, you're going to see Spot Me Please when he has time. He gets his guys open. Here's Problem with a rack catch, and he's getting big plays, and that's not one thing you want to let Problem do. He's not the most explosive, so you can't be giving up big plays to him.
Will Fuller able to get the first touchdown there in, but a failed two-point conversion. Problem put one in for 6 there. End up kicking the extra point, and then Jared Goff down on his end, sneaks it in.
No, don't show it.
And I don't want to see that.
Don't show it. Oh, my goodness. Poor Spot Me
That
Please.
is not safe. It's a safety.
Nonetheless, though, that safety, it doesn't change anything.
Still a two-score game.
It's still a two-score game, and you're getting the ball back at halftime. You have one of the best offenses in the country. You're competing with the GOAT. If you Spot Me Please, keep your head up and continue to fight.
See here live from EA Play in Los Angeles. It's time for the second half. Spot Me Please will control the ball first. Looking for Mike Evans right off the bat. That's some sort of halftime talk. They're down to the 40.
And Problem's giving him that all day. He's staying in that cover 3 type of loop blitz that gives you single coverage on the outsides with those golden ticket wide receivers. And Spot Me Please knows that, and he's starting to take advantage of it, Scott.
Yeah, he uses all 3 receivers. Evans, Will Fuller, and the legend, Herman Moore. Goff gets sacked at midfield. It's a 9-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 19.
A little bit nervous right there. He had his flat route by Moore wide open. He's been throwing it, but he hesitated for a second, and hesitation against the GOAT is not something you want to do because he is definitely sending the goons at you.
Field goals don't help you, and once again, here comes the blitz from the outside, and the 49ers, piloted by Problem, have been absolutely getting it after it on defense.
Absolutely, and they knock Spot Me Please fresh out of field goal range. He needs to pick up a chunk here, Scott.
3rd and 19. They pick up the blitz. Evans up underneath. Couldn't get away from Shaq Thompson. And he's going for it again. Once again, he's facing a 4th and 4.
This is big. This is big. If you spot me, please, you have a chance to stand up for yourself. If you're problem, you have a chance to punch him in the mouth. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. This could dictate the momentum for the second half, Scott.
25-12. Spot me, please. And the Titans trailing by 13. Huge 4th and 4 here at the 34. Golf in the gun. Play action. Has a man open, and it's Herman Moore.
Ooh.
And he makes a move.
Ooh.
Tries to shake one, unable to. Tackled at the 14-yard line.
Ooh, spot me, please. Good read, good stick work of getting it done after the catch. He's looking good on this drive so far, Scott. He took the sack early, but he's picking up the chunks when he needs to.
Herman Moore going over 100 yards now. 5 receptions for 101. 1st and 10 from the 14. Miller will take the handoff. And he'll run for 7. It'll be 2nd and 3.
I'd like to see him continue to run the ball out of that formation, that single back bunch formation, Scott. He ran a toss earlier, picked up about 10, ran the inside zone, which was a quick audible, got 7. Doesn't look like Problem's defense matches up too well against that formation. I'd like to see Spot Me Please run it a little bit more.
So it's 2nd and short from the 7. 2:42 on the clock here in the 3rd quarter. And Lamar Miller will get it on a sting, and then he gets stung in the backfield.
Yeah, that's the problem with those eye big and those heavy type formations. It's just pretty much a giveaway that you want to run the ball, and if you don't have any play action to complement, people will run commit on you and try to blow that up, and that's exactly what Problem did right there.
3rd and 6 now. Field goal really doesn't do much with the time that's already ran off here in the 3rd. Spot Me Please out of West Virginia needs a touchdown. He high points it to Herman Moore, who spins to the 2. Fresh set of downs for the Titans.
Yeah, and you look at his numbers, Scott. 15 for 21, 304 yards with a touchdown. We told you his offense is no joke, and he's showing that right now as he's moving the ball quite prolifically against the greatest player of all time.
Golf in the I formation with Jacobs and Miller. Tied in motion. And they'll go fullback dive.
Nope.
And he's going to be short. They say no gain. Maybe he moved half a yard. 1st and goal from the 1.5.
Remember, Problem took this big defensive tackle and tried to lay the wood last time. Play action.
It's play action.
Oh.
And Sean Taylor is able to break up the pass that was intended for Kondo.
Spot Me Please, really fortunate right there, because that's golden ticket. Sean Taylor with 99 speed. Had he picked that, that's going to probably be a crib shot, and Problem would have been in complete control. And now Spot Me Please has himself in an awkward situation on 3rd and goal, knowing he needs to get a touchdown out of this drive.
Well, this is the problem when you got a passing attack. You get down to the 2-yard line. Toss play.
Good play.
And
Good
Lamar
play.
Miller, just a walk in the park for 6.
Good play, and that's the right play call right there, Scott. The toss has been what's working for him when he tries to run the ball, and I like that he went to it right there. It might not be a bad idea to go back to it for this 2-point conversion play.
There's a little toss to the strong side.
See Problem move his
Not
defender
sure
to the
why he's
outside.
going for 2 here, but he will. And he's in. I guess he's thinking if he holds Problem to a field goal here, it would be an 8-point game. Still remain 1 possession.
That is a great point, Scott, and I think that's exactly what was going on right there, is why he went for 2.
So 89 seconds remaining in the 3rd. Sean Taylor will take it from the 2-yard line. He's going to get outside again at the 30. He'll only get out to the 31-yard line, and that's where Problem and the Niners will take over.
This has been a back and forth slugfest, and this is one of those drives where Spot Me Please can get a whole bunch of momentum if he would be able to stop the GOAT right here. This is the biggest drive of the game thus far, Scott, in my opinion.
I formation. He'll go to Gronk, and Gronk is still on his feet. He'll pick up 4.
And if your Problem, I don't think you're as comfortable. You want to slow the game down, but you're not as comfortable killing the clock as you were before, because if Spot Me Please were to stop you, he could definitely take the lead, and that's not something, you don't want to kill the clock until you're very comfortable that you can get out of there with the George W., in my opinion.
Seahawks playbook for Problem. Up under center again is Jared Goff. Goes to Gronkowski again. Gronk, smash.
Just Gronk running the ball, Stiffmeister with the Steven Jackson. You mentioned this to me in the back room, Scott. Earlier in the game, the meta was these fast running backs, but it's these big boys in the salary cap mode that seem to be the ones that are the most efficient because they have the strength to run over a couple of these golden tickets, where most guys, you can't really outrun some of these golden ticket defenders, so you got to try to run through them.
It's no question, problem strategy has been ball control. Throw up your fours, folks. We're moving into the fourth quarter. Final game of the quarterfinals in the Madden 16 Championship. Semis tomorrow, including the finals tomorrow afternoon. Another rush by Gronk. He's got 12 rushes now for 52 yards and a touchdown. And a bunch of two-point conversions.
And a bunch of two-point conversions. Just like you said, Scott, that the 2nd and 7 is going to be big, because if you can stop them right here, you're going to get them in a 3rd and pass, which is not where problem wants to be, and you could dictate the momentum. If you spot me, please, you can't let them fullback dive you for a significant amount of yards right here.
And the reason this works is Gronkowski is an absolute beast at fullback. And if you try to stop it, you have golden ticket Mike Evans solo on the outside. You can't go man-to-man, because once you do, we've seen it twice, problem will throw it over the top. Big 3rd and 5 coming up.
Problem is known to run the ball out of the shotgun. You got to be careful of the inside zone right here if you spot me, please.
3 down linemen for the Titans. 3rd and 5, and that's exactly where they'll go, RG.
Wow.
And it's Honey Badger coming up. He's got an interception and a huge tackle for loss.
And the GOAT's going to go for this. This is a big play right here, Scott. This is huge. This is how you get the momentum. If you spot me, please. And if you want to knock off the greatest Madden player of all time, this is where you got to make plays.
4th and 8. The biggest play thus far of the ball game. 3:41 on the clock at the 45-yard line. Dickerson motioning out right. Empty set formation for Jared Goff. 2 tight ends. Goff looking, and he goes to Rob Gronkowski. 1st down, 49ers.
Spot me, please. Visibly frustrated on that one, as you can see on your screen right now. If you're user controlling the defender, it's usually your job to take away the middle of the field. Spot me, please. Nowhere to be found right there, and let's problem make the exact read he wanted to make, which is not what you want to do if you're spot me, please.
Spot me, please now can only try to hold problem to a field goal. 1st and 10. Coming up on the 3-minute mark left in the ball game. Goff once again will hand it to Gronk. They don't even need me here, RG. Just some soundboard that says Goff to Gronk. 3-yard gain.
And again, a lot of people are watching that and they're saying this is the greatest Madden player of all time. He's just giving it to Gronk. Well, you know what? He has a game plan. He's sticking with it. And guess what? He's being efficient with it, which is most important.
Well, the fullback dives eating up the clock, but the bombs to Mike Evans have been lighting up the scoreboard. 2.5 remaining, and this time Gronkowski will get all the way to Ronnie Lott, who stops a touchdown run.
Look at the clock management by problem. Nobody better in the business in managing the clock than Eric Wright. He's already digging into spot me please's timeouts here.
You cannot make a mistake when you're facing problem right. 5-point game, 2:28 on the clock at the 28-yard line. 1st and 10 for Jared Goff. Once again, they go back to the running game. And at this point, they're just trying to move the clock here, RG. Be a timeout, 2:21.
Remember, this is a 30-second play clock, not a 40-second play clock, so it's a lot harder to kill the game down in this type of situation than it has been in years past.
3 down linemen almost broke free. Had 3 defenders there, and Shazier able to trip up Gronkowski. 3rd and 4.
Oh my goodness, if he's able to get the 1st down right
it's
here.
Over. It would be over.
It would almost be over. Spot me please would have about 30 seconds to make a play, to get a touchdown drive and go for 2. The problem was to get held to 3.
And they stand strong on 3rd and 4. And we're going to have a 4th down situation after the 2-minute warning.
A little too conservative if your problem right there, in my opinion, Scott. I think that's the opportunity you needed to take to air it out and really put this game in your grasp. Spot me please's offense is way too high powered to leave him this much time. But, you know, who am I to question the greatest Madden player of all time?
Suck-up. Another guy from South Carolina. I don't want to talk about it. But he kicks the go-ahead field goal. 28-20. Makes it an 8-point lead on the leg of Ryan Suck-up. Honey Badger takes it from his own end zone. He trips up over Mooney. He's down at the 21-yard line.
If you're Spot Me Please, you're happy with this situation. You've had a tough game. You've had to deal through some adversity, but you still control your own fate if you could put together a scoring drive and go for two, and you have plenty of time to do that right now.
1:50 on the clock. 0 timeouts. He hits it to Herman Moore, who's tackled in bounds at the 33-yard line, and the clock will continue to run.
Yeah, he also needs to be careful about leaving Problem too much time on the clock himself, who is more than capable of getting down there and getting himself in field goal range. I'd say anything 40 or more seconds, it's very dangerous when you're messing with Problem and talking about how much time you're going to leave him.
93 seconds remaining. Goff
no!
looking deep, and overthrow. Almost an interception. Player came up. That was Sean Taylor, was coming up to lay the wood. If he would have stayed put, that would have been a pick.
That would have been game. Oh my goodness. Very fortunate for Spot Me Please right there.
Minute and a half here in 2nd and 10. The rookie looking deep to Mike Evans.
Oh!
Almost intercepted. It was Byron Jones had an opportunity at it.
And they usually get the interception on those diving situations off the tip. Very fortunate again for Spot Me Please. He's playing with fire right now, Scott.
Needs a 3rd down conversion. He'll go short to Herman Moore, and Herman Moore will make it 4th and manageable.
And here it is. This is it. This is for his tournament life, Scott. Who's going to step up? Is it the young up-and-comer or is it the GOAT?
Can he keep the drive alive with 1:05 remaining? A stop would mean a win for Problem. He throws it up, and it's intercepted.
The GOAT's back, and the GOAT's advancing. Look at the emotion. And he's going to even try to have a chance to win his 4th Madden championship. This guy's unbelievable.
In the best formation in football, the victory formation, and the former champ, 3-time former champ, he's moving on to the semifinals, and he's even given us the business in the lower 3rd.
Oh my gosh, what a game. And I cannot wait for the Final 4 matchups tomorrow, Scott. All these competitors have been amazing, and the fact that Problem's going to have a chance to win his 5th major championship, if you include Madden Nation, is completely insane to me.